What's up, Everything Medicare Podcast Nation? This is Christian Brindle, wherever you are and however you might be listening to me today. Thank you so much for taking some time to join us. I have a really special guest here today. I have Allie, Saleh with me with the Strong Life Podcast and also the Strong Life organization.
Yes, sir.
Allie, thank you so much for taking some time with me. I'm so pumped about this.
Hey, Christian, I just got to tell you, dude, how could I not be excited? I can't stop smiling with that introduction. I mean, it's hard not to smile talking to you, dude. So I appreciate it. And you also make me a little jealous because you got more hair than I do. I told you I was going to throw that out there.
Barely. So,
there we go.
Give me a few years and it won't be much left. I'll put it there.
Well, there you go. I just want you, I started wearing glasses. I don't have them on today, but I'm also getting glasses. So something's happening. Maybe we're just getting older. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, about a couple weeks ago, I started realizing that if I went a whole day without wearing my glasses, I start getting a migraine.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
I'm getting old fast.
Yes, sir.
You terribly.
Yes, sir. You're 100% accurate, sir. I'm with you 100%. Well, hey, I'm grateful to be on the show. The whole Strong family team that we have, telling them we're going to be on the show, they were pretty stoked about it. We know you're doing a lot of stuff in this space. We're excited to even be able to be a part and be able to be part of your network that you're creating. So I appreciate that and all the knowledge and wherewithal that you're sharing with our community, the senior needs, the retirees. It's pretty awesome, dude. We appreciate you.
Well, I mean, it's the feeling is mutual, Allie. I think you guys are doing, great work with your guys' podcast and, all of the training and information you're bringing to agents. I've always told our audience that, agent training should matter to them as much as it does the agents, because
100%
more agents out there that know what they're doing and they're going to be taken care of better.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's just so important. Allie, let's start out by just talking a little bit about your story. How did you get into the industry? How did you get involved with the Strong Life organization?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you for asking. So I got involved with Mr. Jamie Strong back in 2009. Jamie Strong, that's the name of our company, our insurance company, Strong Family Financial is what it's called. And what we do is we work with seniors. I get involved in the business because I'm just looking to make some money. Jamie goes, I got this company. I named it, after my last name. His name's Jamie Strong, so it's Strong Family Financial. We sell insurance. I meet him at church. I'm kind of giving you the Cliff Note version here.
Sure.
And I'm interested, but, it's commission only. And I can't do commission only because I got a kid. I got family. It doesn't make any sense. And he's like, well, that's the only way it works. And I'm like, well, then I ain't doing it. I go home. I cuss him out a bunch. Think about this and say, okay, Allie, you're not in a good financial space. If you're going to get better with your life, you're going to have to make some uncomfortable decisions. And I have to tell you, I don't think there was really anyone in my circle that said, this is a great idea, Allie, and this is a perfect time in your life. At the time, I'll tell you, Christian, real quick, I was financially in a bad spot. My wife and I had literally in 1 week, while I was considering getting involved in the insurance business, the electric, the gas, and the water all turned off at different times, and I had to get them each turned back on in this process. I had 3 payday cash advance loans. You know how you get a loan and they lend you $500, you own $565 2 weeks later. Well, then I had to get a second loan to help pay off the first loan. Then I had to get a third loan to help pay the second loan. Thank God they stopped you at that because I would have had a fourth and a fifth loan. So I get involved in the insurance business, and praise God, I got to tell you, with Jamie Strong's mentorship, Butch Borchers is another gentleman that's a partner. He would help walk me through, man, because even money was a concept I did not understand. So with Jamie's leadership and opportunity they gave me, and Butch's Borchers' continued counsel when it came to money, they put me in this spot. I got to tell you, in my first 9 months of being involved with Mr. Strong, I did over $109,000 in commission. That was my money, right, that I earned. I was like, oh my God, how did this happen? And man, and I got to tell you, all of this has only happened. I give a lot of credit to Jamie and Butch because they've been incredible mentors. But God put my wife in my life, and she's always had a relationship with God that I lacked. She was always a great example. And then he put these other 2 guys that have God in their lives, in my life, to create order for me. And I sit here today, it's 2020. We've got a podcast. We've got another business called Strong Wealth Strategies. We do estate planning, wills and trusts with our clients. And we started our Strong Life podcast because we believe it's part of our system. Strong Life, you can see it on the mic. It has a why in it. The why is for your purpose, your why. Every client, every agent, every staff member, every entrepreneur we ever recruit, they all have a purpose and a why. And our job is to help strengthen their lives at any level that we can. hence the strong life. So a strong family financial agent will always be trained to have the mindset of always having a strong life that's goal-oriented, positive, has no boundaries, and is always reaching for the stars.
Well, I love that. I think that's a great message. And not only a great message, I think it's a great culture for your guys' organization and for your agents and everything, for your clients and everything. It all kind of trickles down, if you will.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And what we're trying to do to that point, Christian, is we're trying to, just like you've created this environment. People know, hey, if it's something Medicare, Google Christian. You're going to find something you need to know. We're trying to be that one-stop shop too. We want people to know if you're looking for whatever you're looking for, call us. Let us be your Google. Just give us a call and allow us the opportunity to gather the information you're looking for. If it's in our business direct or not. If you're a retiree and you're looking for help, we're your guy.
Well, I think that's great. And it's something that a lot of seniors need, that
Yes.
guidance and everything like that. And a majority of our audience is kind of built up on people that are just looking for more answers and guidance and things like that. Allie, let me shift gears over to this for a second. And this is kind of an interesting question, I feel. Now that you mentioned it a second ago, we're in the 2020s now.
Yeah.
We're in a new decade.
Yes.
And I believe that as far as getting information about Medicare for someone that might be, let's say, turning 65, or maybe someone's been on Medicare for a while, but they just don't understand what they have.
Yep.
What is the best way in the information age for someone to get Medicare information in your eyes? What's the best way for someone to get educated? Is it
Right.
online?
Right.
Is it talking to an agent? What do you think?
Yeah. So I will say that I think what separates the insurance industry from other industries on the quote unquote on the internet, because everything's on the internet now, I know that, is the fact that you still need some level of personal touch, I believe. You know, I'm online. I see like Ladder's promoting. You don't need an agent. We can do everything online. It's going to be great. You're going to get the best rates. Okay. There's also LegalZoom. I'm not using LegalZoom either. I'm not saying LegalZoom isn't huge, and it's a monster organization. They have grown, and it's incredible. I still believe that there's this niche that people want to deal with people. We're not just buying a TV that Amazon can ship versus going to Best Buy and spending 2.5 hours to buy a TV. You could just have it shipped to your door. Some people still want to go to Best Buy. That's why they're still around, because there's still a niche for that. Well, I think in the insurance industry, what we're doing here has tremendous value. I think that in the senior needs industry or sector, it's also the best sector. If you want to take advantage of somebody, seniors are always the ones that are taking, you can watch the news any day of the week. There's always a story of somehow how a senior got taken advantage of. Well, how could they not be guarded? How could they not feel unsafe with somebody coming to their home or wanting to meet with them about Medicare changes? The fact is, what we're doing here is going to allow our clients or our future clients to see us, touch us, and smell us. So I think it's about creating that, because less and less home phones are going to be available tomorrow. We got to get on there. We got to get our face out there. It's like old school realtors. Their face was everywhere. It's our job to get our face and our logo everywhere, because if they're spending 4 or 5 hours a day on social media, how many times are you coming up? So they'll start gathering the information, or it triggers questions for them to go and seek that information out. You know where they're going to go? Maybe to your website. Say, I got some questions. We just got to make that our place. So yes, sir. The age of information's here, and now we're trying to find ways to attract them to come to our house.
Right. I mean, I think I agree completely. I mean, part of the reason why we started, the show and everything that we are doing is because, I feel like, and I feel like organizations like yours and organizations like mine, we have a tremendous value that we can offer to the clients and customers.
Yes, 100%.
But like you said, in a few years from now, it's going to be very possible that they won't even be able to know who we are.
Right.
If we don't do our part in making ourselves known and putting ourselves out there. So I agree.
For sure.
Very insightful.
Look, think about this. How often do you even go when you do your shopping now? Man, if I could get dry goods from Amazon or Walmart or Samsung, they just ship it. I mean, my wife and I don't have to go to the store. We got other things we can do. But what's happening is we're losing personal connection. Well, that's why I still believe our industry is still that industry where you're still going to want to get with us. And we got to find a way to be the guy. Here's the principle I always talk about, Christian. Jamie Strong taught me this years ago. If you're out selling insurance today and you're having a bad day, I want you to remember this. There's a guy 2 or 3 doors down having his best insurance day of his career or her career. So just remember, it's always happening. You're just not the guy today. How do we become the guy every day?
Well, I love that. I think that's great. And I think it's very insightful, with everything going on in our country now with like the coronavirus.
Oh, yes.
Can't get water at the stores.
Yeah, 100%. It's crazy. There you go. There we go.
But my wife was like, we can order water on Amazon. It'll be here in a couple of days. I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that.
That's right. Yep.
Like, it's a new world.
It is. Hey, real quick, has nothing to do with this, but it's just funny, right? So we're at Disney World about a month ago. Man, let me tell you, we get to Disney World. You go to Disney World, every bottle of water is $4.50, $5.50, right? Everything you do, right? But also what's cool is you could have Amazon delivered to your hotel room. So we're on Disney property. Check this out. We're on Disney property. I get on my Amazon app. It sends me to the local Whole Foods. I ordered apples. I ordered bottled water. I ordered none of it's marked up. It's all the same price as if I bought it from home and it was delivered to my house. The only difference is there's a $5 Disney fee. Of course there's a $5 Disney fee. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it's gone. Right, I can have the same experience at Disney World with the stuff I have in my house, right there in my hotel room, and it takes 2 hours. Oh, by the way, it's 2 hours. Amazon guarantees any Disney property, they'll be at your house in 2 hours, or your apartment, your hotel in 2 hours.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean,
that's the service.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, talk about, you mentioned companies like Ladder. I see them every day on my Facebook, everything like that.
That's right.
I am in agreement with you that people, are better off having a personal touch, having, someone that they can rely on. But I think particularly in the Medicare space that not only is it better to have an agent to kind of guide you the first time around, but maybe, helping you out throughout the year, providing service and things like that.
That's right.
Talk about some good things that having an actual agent can bring to the table that you won't get if you go buy through a Ladder or something like that.
That's great. I appreciate you asking that question. So let's take just our model. We meet with agents. We meet with people that are listening to this show, right? And we do what we call a needs assessment with them. The needs assessment, we're going to find out, what their current health coverages are. Have they ever dealt with cancer? Their family has. What insurance coverage do they have? Do they need some sort of hospital indemnity plan, right, to cover or offset costs maybe their insurance doesn't cover? We talk about life insurance. We talk about final expense needs. We talk about estate planning, where their money's at, and all this kind of stuff. But when we're going through the needs assessment, a lot of times these clients are like, whoa, all I wanted to do is talk about Medicare. Great. I want to talk to you about Medicare. I just want to go through this full needs because there's other things we can offer. I don't care. I just want to talk about Medicare. Well, at the end of the day, you know what you need to do? Take care of the client and their needs that they want, right? Educate them on what you want, that you think they need, but at the end of the day, answer and handle their concerns. So let's just take Joe Smith, right? We sit with Joe, we go through the needs assessment. He's not having it. You're just an insurance guy. Just sell me a supplement and get out of my hair. Great. Well, what we do, we pride ourselves on, we never like to have our policies ever mailed to the clients. We deliver them. So what'll happen is I'll sell you, you're Joe, I'll sell you this Medicare supplement. Let's just say we go with that, or we go with an Advantage plan, one or the other. And that's all you want. You closed off on everything else. Well, here's what's cool. In about 2 or 3 weeks, your policy is going to come in. I'm going to come deliver it to you. And when I come deliver it to you, I'm going to ask you to sign this delivery receipt. You're going to sign that. I'm going to spend a few more minutes with you. I'm going to say, hey, are you open? Do you have a few minutes so we can maybe talk about this other subject I want to talk about before? Oh, no, man, look, I'm not into it right now. You can check back with me, though. Check back with me. Great, I'll check back with you. A couple months later, we check back with them. Well, listen, I'm not going to do anything with you, but if you want to come over, Allie, you could come over. Man, I'd love to come over. Now I come over. Now all of a sudden, I've been to this man or this woman's home a few times. They've seen me. I'm consistent. I do what I'm saying I'm going to do. I brought them value. Anytime they've had a question, they went to the doctor. The doctor didn't understand what they had. They called me up. It was a 3-minute conversation. Move on down the road. I'm now their go-to guy. Now they're open to talking about other opportunities. Well, what's going to happen is we go back, we sell life insurance. Now they're open to talking about some of their investments. I thought you were an insurance guy, Allie. You can't help me with investments. Well, let's talk about what you have, and I'll tell you some vehicles we have here to protect you with some hybrid fixed annuities and some other products we can offer you today. Again, it's drip, drip, drip. And eventually what happens is they trust. If you're trying to go all in with commission breath, you're not going to sell anything. If you understand the drip. Now, some people are going to buy everything all at one time. Some people are going to want the drip. You got to be ready for the drip.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I will tell you, that's how it expands for us. And that's how, by having that. So on Ladder, I'm sure Ladder can do the same thing, right? They get them in with a cheap discount, maybe for life insurance, or that's the ploy, and then they can mail them other stuff. At the end of the day, don't you want someone's opinion that you can talk to?
Yeah, and someone to go through it and explain it. And
that's right.
I mean, Ladder can explain, Ladder will have you read some documents, but most people can't read through an insurance document and digest it.
That's right. Hey, so if you build a house or you do something with your backyard, the guy's going to tell you. But you know what you want? You want photos. You want 3D technology videos they do now, right? You want to see it, touch it, and smell it before you buy it. If you're my guy selling me my Medicare, I want a Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplement of whatever product. I want to be able to touch, feel, and smell you to know when I go to the doctor, I'm going to be okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I think a lot of seniors, even if they never need anything, like let's say they have a Medicare supplement and it works perfectly, which a lot of them do, for the most part, and they never need you, just knowing that you're there helps them sleep better at night.
Absolutely. Hey, how about if nothing else, you touch base with them a couple times a year, either with some sort of card or a phone call, and put a smile on their face? I assure you that in itself is going to anchor that business, and they're going to feel that much more better towards you with just those touches. Just touches periodically. That's all it takes.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. Allie, let's talk a little bit about where you see Medicare going in the 2020s. Of course, I'm not trying to kind of steer anything into politics or anything like that.
No,
but
please.
But with everything going on, with Medicare for All being talked about more and more, where do you see Medicare going in this new decade? I mean, it's something that I get asked about 10 times a week.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure. And by the way, show us your. I can't see the whole shirt, dude. I got to see your whole shirt.
About Medicare.
Perfect. Got it. Love it. Okay. It's great. I love it. That's great. Well, okay. I'm going to ask you. Well, you're asking me now, so I'm just going to tell you what I think. So it's funny the way it goes. So when I got involved in the business, and again, remember 2009, 2010, for those viewers that are with us about 10 years ago, Advantage plans were a cool thing. Cool thing to have, man, let's do it. And then you had your guys that believed, oh, no, they stink. You got to go with supplements. Supplements are the future. J's going away. F's going to be the king. This is the way it's going to go, right? Okay, so then we actually got out of the Advantage plan market. We completely got out, and we focused on if we sold anything Medicare, it was Medicare supplements with obviously your PDP, some sort of drug plan to make sure that they've got that taken care of as well. And that's the way we went. And I want to tell you, about 5 years ago, I came back to the guys. I said, listen, I think we got to get back in this Advantage space. Well, why do you think? Because I think it's going to be here forever. You really think so? And this was me talking 5 years ago. So we started to dabble back into it. And all the, everything involved. It's not an easy process to sell Advantage plans. And there's a lot of certifications. And when you want other people to be able to sell it, they got to get certifications. And they got to take a lot of time. There's hours upon hours to invest after you're a licensed agent and after you know the business to still be able to sell these type of products. I'm sitting with you today. I know we hear, what Trump has to say, and now it sounds like Bernie's definitely crushing on the Democratic side, and he's got his opinion for all, and I get it. I'm all in. I get what everyone's agenda is. If you ask me what I think this Advantage plan, I think the Medicare Advantage concept is here to stay, because it goes to something you and I were talking about. When you're a Medicare supplement client, which, by the way, we sell Medicare supplements with major carriers like Mutual of Omaha, Oxford, Sentinel, Capital. I mean, there's a host of companies we sell for, right? And I think they're here for the long term. But there's something sexy about Advantage plans. They may not cover the same, but they're in a network. And then you got your go-to doctor and your go-to clinic and what you can call home. Medicare Advantage plan is a place you can call home. A Medicare supplement, you don't really have a home, but you can go anywhere. So I think there's some value there. And then why doctors like it is why? It's guaranteed business coming in the house. Those doctors aren't worried about them going to Target. They're coming to Walmart because I'm affiliated with Walmart. They're never going to go to Target. There's people now that have left Walmart. They go to Target or they go to Publix, wherever local place that's similar to their Walmart. I'm originally from Detroit. So we had Myers. Myers and Kmart was a big deal for us, right? That's where everybody went because that was where you could go get all your homey stuff. Once you have a relationship, you don't want to go anywhere. If doctors can establish more solid relationships, I believe, inside of a Medicare Advantage plan concept than they can for a client that has a supplement.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot, actually. I mean, I think it's so interesting, too, because, there's still people, on the internet and everywhere, that there's two types of people in the space, really. Maybe there's three, but I think for the most part, you see people that are anti-Medicare Advantage and pro-Medicare Advantage, and then probably the third is you find people that are in the middle. And I think that's where most people need to be. But the people that are anti-Medicare Advantage still, I just am flabbergasted by it personally because I think they're putting more funding in it now than they've ever.
Yes, sir.
I think it's pretty clear, in my opinion, and I don't know if you've seen this too, Allie, but I think that the government really would prefer someone be on a Medicare Advantage plan.
Yes, they would. Yep. I believe so too. 100% I do. 100%.
And the carriers too. I mean, I read an article about a month ago that said in 2020, the average Medicare Advantage plan will get funded around a little bit over $11,000 a year per enrollee. So, man, that's a huge number.
That's a big number.
The Advantage companies, they have a preference too. They're not unbiased. They're making hand over fist, on the Advantage enrollments. I honestly think we're going to see more and more Advantage.
Yeah. A matter of fact, I'll take it so far, Christian. I'll tell you. So we have a company here in Oklahoma called Community Care. Community Care is an Advantage company that is affiliated with St. Francis Hospital and St. John's here in Tulsa, in this market. So it's kind of their closed Advantage plan. Well, for years, they've been selling it, but they never let brokers sell it. This year was the first year they allowed us to start soliciting and marketing for them. So it was funny. The process has been difficult. Their online service hasn't worked out that well, but they're new to the space about allowing guys like you and me to promote their product, which is a great product for that network. But again, you got to be for that network, and I don't know. There's something sexy about that too, right? I mean, so in this regards, right? They're both a Catholic hospital, so there's a way that they can also market to a certain demographic and audience as well, that this is our Advantage plan. But I believe with major closed networks like Community Care that's opened up to guys like us, it's just validating. Man, this space is going to continue to get bigger. We better go get some warriors to sell our product.
Yeah. Yeah, and we saw that too, with one of our local carriers here. I mean, wasn't recently, but they first started out not wanting to work with brokers, and then they finally caved in. And since they started working with brokers in my state here in Utah, they're now the number 2 in enrollments in the state, and it just overnight,
Yeah.
And it's interesting to kind of see what a big difference brokers could make for an insurance company.
Oh, game changer, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Let me shift gears over to this, Ollie. If someone was, let's say, turning 65, and this is a question that we've asked on every guest, right? And it's a difficult question to ask, and so it's kind of putting you in the hot seat a little bit. But if you had to pick either Medicare Supplement or Medicare Advantage as a whole, obviously no one's the same. Everyone has different needs, et cetera, et cetera. But if you had to go one way or the other, which way would you lean towards and why?
Right. Okay. So I have to answer this question twofold. I would say, first and foremost, if money is not a concern for you, and what I mean, money should always be a concern for everybody. I just want to be very clear. I like the ability, though, to be in control of what I want to do. And I believe that that's truly done with a Medicare supplement. A Medicare supplement says what? I can go to the doctor. We're talking about a plan, Plan G is being sold a lot. Plan F is being sold less and less. But I like the F concept as well. I always did. Okay. But if you sell a Plan F or Plan G, what that tells me is I can pretty much go to any doctor. If they're a Medicare affiliated doctor, I'm going to be able to go to them. They're going to get me taken care of, and I can walk out and I'm not paying anything. I like that plan. That plan makes sense to me. And then I can buy a drug plan, and I'll buy whatever top drug plan I can buy that'll allow me the least amount of out-of-pocket, right? That's probably what I would want to do because I like the ability to go anywhere that I want to go, and you don't need to tell me where. I don't think, though, the majority of the world live in that space. The majority of the people in the world want good coverage, want it for as cost effective as possible. And I would say that a Medicare Advantage plan is incredible for that. Okay. And you could get the coverages you need. You could stay local in most cases to where you are, and you can build a home. So I would say that if someone was not concerned about spending, let's just say, right, at a Medicare supplement in Oklahoma and a drug plan, you're going to spend somewhere around $220 to $250 in that space every single month. Okay. And we could talk about, what it is in Utah and how it compares across the country. I would say that's a fair number, and I could show you where I broke those numbers down. But on a Advantage plan, you'll probably get your drug plan and your hospital coverage and all those needs met for probably less than $100. But now you're close to one spot. So if you like being a member at Lifetime Fitness and going just to the club local, Advantage plan is the way to go. If you want a lifetime membership that you get to go anywhere across the country, go to any of the clubs, you want to go Supplement, but it costs you more.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's true. I mean, I always tell people that if I was turning 65 tomorrow, I'd probably do a supplement for myself. But we probably do 60 to 70% of our clientele pick up Advantage plans.
Yes.
Have much of a bias there. We do both, but probably more Advantage than supplements just because of the popularity, And,
yes.
It's kind of hard to sell against a $0 premium sometimes.
It is hard. That's right. When they have a zero premium, you're 100% right. I will say this, though. One of the things that I would always tell a client is, are you asking me for my opinion, or are you asking me what I would want for my mom or my dad? Because I think those are different too. Because sometimes we'll want to take care of our mom and dads even better than we would do for ourselves. So I look at the client, I say, listen, I want to talk to you as if I was talking to my mom and dad. If I was sitting with my mom and dad today and they were in your situation, this is what I would tell them to do. And this is what they would do. And that's how I really determined it. So I want to be clear. I think there's an angle. I definitely think Medicare supplements makes life a little bit easier on you overall. If you ever have a concern, you can travel anywhere. But I think that's why I don't think ladder works, and I don't think it's just about asking 12 questions. I think it's about when you know the person and you know their situation, you can better counsel them on what plan's going to better suit them. If they're just turning 65 and they've got some health concerns, man, early on, let's go ahead and get you this supplement now while you qualify. We ain't got time to play with this. Man, it's going to cost more, Allie. Listen to me. You're already doing this and this with your health. I pray to God you get better, but listen, as we get older, it's not like our health just starts skyrocketing to the better here, So it all depends. So you really got to be sincere and really look at the information.
Well, yeah, I think that's a great approach, and I think that's really good for the clients to kind of look at it from that perspective. Yep. Allie, talk a little bit about how people can get in touch with you. What states do you work with people on?
Perfect.
If someone's listening to this and they just really connected with something that you had to say, and they might want to reach out and do business with you with Strong Life,
Absolutely.
How can they get in touch with you guys?
Yes, please. There's a host of ways you can do that. Our website is www.strongfamilyfinancial.com. Please take a visit on that. You can look us up on our podcast as well. It's Strong Life, STRONG space LYFE. Again, the Y represents your why, your purpose, as we continue to strive to help all of our agents and clients strengthen their lives. They could contact us at 918-392-2445. Again, my name's Allie Saleh. They could call and ask for me direct, and I will definitely either touch base with them or get a hold of them and then get them with the right agent here in our organization. But we would love that opportunity to be able to have people reach out to us for anything. We'd be more than happy to be a part and work with you as we continue to brand and educate people on Medicare.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, yeah, folks, I encourage you, reach out to Allie. I mean, they're a great organization. They're going to take good care of you. And that's all that we ever want for someone on this platform. We want someone to be able to listen to it, be connected with somebody that they heard on there that they felt good about, and get the help they need. So
they do.
Reach out to Allie.
And you did say something. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did want to I forgot to mention this. You asked me. And you were talking about locations. So we have 2 locations in Oklahoma, one in Jinx, Oklahoma, which is a suburb of Tulsa. We got another one in Oklahoma City. And we've got an office now in Raleigh, North Carolina, which we're pretty excited about. So we got an agency there. And then we also have representation up in the Chicagoland area. However, on any given day, we've got agents running in Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas as well. So we're pretty stoked about that. So, and again, we can help over the telephone. Give us a call. With modern technology today, there's a lot of electronic applications, and we'll be able to work with our clients as well in other states because we do have licenses in other states all over the country.
Fantastic. Well,
Yes,
well,
sir.
Holly, thank you so much for taking the time. I think this was a great conversation. I think the audience is going to get a lot out of it. And thank you so much for bringing all the value that you did. It means a lot that you took the time.
I want to tell you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful, Christian, for you giving us this opportunity in this platform. I pray for nothing but great success for you, your organization, what you guys are doing and impacting people. And I'm just, again, grateful. And thank you so much for allowing us on the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Wishing great success to you guys in the Strong Life organization as well. Everybody, thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will be back with you with another episode on Saturday. You don't want to miss that one. Take care.